All right, we're live.
We are live, folks. So guys, this is our first podcast ever.
Yeah.
I've never done a podcast before. So
Okay, yeah.
I guess we wanted to talk about kind of our like scary experiences.
Correct, yeah.
And just what we believe, paranormal wise and like spiritual realm wise.
Yes. So, yeah, we believe in demons and demonic activity and that they can actually harm you, and we do not open ourselves up to that. When we speak about paranormal, we're mainly referring to just unexplained experiences.
Yeah.
Not exactly like, oh, we experienced a demon or anything like that. It's more just like, oh, I can't explain what I saw, and we just try to think of that and logical explanations. We don't open ourselves up to that realm.
Yeah, I think we really try to like get to the bottom of things and just see what's up, like he said. So I guess, do you want to just get into the stories now?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, well, I guess I'll start off. So setting the mood, this is like 2 years ago, actually? No, it wasn't 2 years ago. It was like a year and a half ago.
Okay.
It was last summer, I think. So kind of a year ago. Anyways, I was sitting in my bed in my room, and I had headphones in, and I was just chilling, listening to something, and I basically look out of my room, and I see one of my brothers. I can't really see his face, but I can like tell it's him. And he walks into my siblings' like room.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how it's laid out. You have my siblings' room, and you have my parents' room, and there's like, a little hallway to either one, and then there's stairs here.
Okay.
So he walks here to the siblings' room, and he goes in there, and I'm like, whatever, get back on my phone. And then I look up a couple seconds later, and he's going into my parents' room
Okay.
the other way.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Um,
Normal.
And so I was like, okay, whatever. I'm just going to go see what he's doing in there. Like maybe I'll get him in trouble.
Ooh, suspicious.
Anyways, so I take out my headphones. I go in the room, and I'm looking around and stuff, and nobody's in there. And mind you, I literally
wow.
went in there like right after
Oh.
I saw him go in the room.
And is there like a second like entrance? There's no
No.
exit in that room.
Yeah.
Like the only place he could go is the bathroom.
Which
And-
I checked in there. I checked
Yeah.
everywhere, under the beds, in the closets, everywhere, because I was like, why isn't he in here?
yeah. So unless he jumped off the second story window.
Yeah,
Which I don't
literally.
think he
I don't
did.
think he did because he's still alive. Anyways, and also the creepiest part is I went downstairs, and one of my brothers was sleeping on the couch, okay? And another one of them was like building Legos or something, and I asked
Wow.
if they had like been up there recently, and they hadn't been upstairs.
Oh wow, that's wow.
So yeah, I saw like a little child shadow figure, and that didn't scare me at first. See, with a lot of these stories, I feel like people always seem to have like this dread feeling and
Yeah.
just like a really dark feeling, like something like a demonic presence. But I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
feel anything when I saw this. So yeah, every time I try to explain it, I'm like, okay, it could have just been like one of them or something like that. But
Yeah.
it doesn't add up. It literally does not, because I went in right
Yeah.
after they whatever it was went into the room, and I just didn't see them.
That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, like, there's not really many things to explain that. Wow.
Yeah, it's just really weird to think about that and to think about what that could have been.
Yeah.
And yeah, just how to explain that is very tough in a lot of ways. Like, I think that's the reason why I still like haven't shrugged it off, because it's like the facts don't align.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Do you want to tell your story? Do you want me to?
Yeah. So my story is, so I work pretty early in the mornings, and so usually I get up around 5:30, and so I had gotten up probably 5:15, 5:30, and I came out, was getting ready to go to work, and I decided to make myself some eggs. So I was just clinking around in the kitchen and such, and it was around like 5:45 around there, and I just heard this really, really loud slam on our front door. And how I know it was our front door is because, like, I've heard people, like, bang into that door before, so I know the sound. And so I was really freaked out. Like, I grabbed a knife from the kitchen, and I, like, slowly walked over to the front door and looked out. There was no one there. Like, so I was pretty creeped out, and so I left for work maybe 30 minutes later. And when I got home, I told my parents about it, and they're like, oh, that's weird. And my dad, he has a couple security cameras. So looking back at the footage, you just hear me clinking around in the kitchen. You never hear a slam. And that camera is really sensitive to sound. So you will hear if there's sound like on the front door. And there was no sound. You just see me walking past towards the door. And he also had an outside camera on the front porch. And the exact time that it happened, there was nothing there, no one there, and you could not even hear a slam, which is the really creepy thing.
Yeah, I really think that's creepy because of obviously not hearing the sound. Like,
exactly.
What the heck, dude?
And like that could hear, like, you could probably hear someone dropping something from like the other side of the house. It's that sensitive of sound. It just doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah. Definitely. I think that's like one of the scariest stories that's ever happened to us because that has like, I feel like the most proof and stuff in a sense.
And I was like freaked out to get up every morning. I was like, I do not want to go out there, man. It never happened again, but
it's creepy to think about like what could have made that sound.
Exactly.
Like, because thinking about that, it had to be a physical being to make a sound.
Exactly.
Like that.
And it wasn't like a ding dong ditcher or anything like that because the camera specifically focused on the door at the exact time that it happened. Nothing there. Nothing at all.
Yeah, I think it's also really creepy that this happened early in the morning because, like you said, there's definitely, it wouldn't have been a ding dong ditcher at 5:30 in the morning.
Exactly.
Unless it was like an insanely dedicated one. But I don't think it would be.
And our neighborhood is not known for anything like that.
There's hardly any like kids who live around here,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. There's a couple kids up the street and that's it. And there's no like teenagers that would do that around here. So that's just, and it's not on the security camera. That's how we know. So it's just pretty creepy.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. I have a multitude of more experiences. They're not all from me. Like I have a lot of friends who had experiences and siblings. I want to talk maybe a little bit about like skinwalkers and stuff. And this was one of the closest things to a skinwalker experience that me or my family has ever had. So, okay. It was my
explain a skinwalker to people watching.
So guys, a skinwalker is basically rumored to be, there's a couple different definitions, but the main one is that it was a Navajo tribe member that basically practiced witchcraft.
Okay.
Or practiced witchcraft and became like this half animal, half human type of being, which basically that. I think they were either cursed to be that. But yeah, sometimes they get mixed up with a Wendigo and a skinwalker. Wendigos are animals that have or people who have committed cannibalism and turned into that creature because they're cursed and they're like always hungry. But again, there's a lot of different definitions for Wendigos and skinwalkers, so you can't exactly nail it. But I think the creepiest part about these things is people have so many experiences. Like this is the most talked about urban legend like ever, I'm pretty sure, or at least cryptid. This is the most talked about cryptid ever. And so many people have so many experiences and they're all very similar. And yeah, there's just a lot to talk about. Oh yeah, guys. If y'all want to tell us if you have any experiences, just please type it down in the comments, guys.
And if you have like a full-on story that you'd like to share, put it down in the comments. Like we will tell the story on this podcast.
Yeah, we will do that. Okay, so let's get into the story. So my brother, my older one, was one time going around our lake. Okay. And he was with my cousin, and they were in a truck, I think, and it was at night. And they were going around, and there's this part that has like, well, it's not really any different, but it's just like, I don't know. Whenever I go there, it's like feels a little bit off. Maybe it's because of the stories I've heard from over there and the sounds and stuff. But anyway, so he's driving along, and it is nighttime, and they have their headlights on, and anyways, they drive across this creature, and he's sitting down in the road, and we live in the country. We know what it's like. We know all the animals, everything that lives around here. And he hadn't seen anything like this. I think he described it as some type of like a hairless kind of weird creature.
Interesting.
Like similar to a possum, but it was more, I think it had more like bigger legs or something, but it was very creepy. And I heard him say that it was like looking up at them, which is
Interesting.
pretty creepy. Yeah.
That's crazy, yeah. And then one of our friends, and he's been featured on this channel before.
Oh yeah.
He had a floating orb story, and he had like parked his car down this trail in front of Jackson's house, and as he was walking down to meet Jackson, he said that he saw like one of those like blue floating orbs that was just floating down the trail, and then it just disappeared. So that's another experience, and that's one of the most common paranormal experiences I've heard is the orbs.
Yeah, which I think a lot of times they can be explained because it's just dust or it's a bug or something, you know, on like a light or something. But
yeah.
I don't think this story is explained as well because I think he had his headlights off. Like I'm 90% sure.
Correct. Yeah.
He had his headlights off.
Headlight sauce.
He had his headlights off and he just saw these things kind of floating around. Actually, one of my relatives' graves. So.
Oh.
That's a little bit creepy. That's a little bit
yeah.
creepy.
And like we said, we don't believe in like spirits coming back from the afterlife or anything like that. There's no like the afterlife, heaven, hell that's the afterlife. There's no like in between or anything. You don't come back as an animal or anything, but
yeah.
So we don't believe that it could have been like a spirit or anything like that, but still pretty creepy.
Yeah. I have a lot of other stories. One time, so this is a little bit more easily explained, but one time I was coming home from my friend's house, and I think I was I was walking home, and we have like a little road here, and then the woods like over here. And so I was walking down there, and when I was in the woods, when I was by the woods walking down to my house, I thought I saw like a tall shadow figure like walking in the woods.
Oh, dang.
Which again could have been easily explained by like trees, like
Correct,
the moon.
yeah.
But it was very eerie because I think like I don't have a super big imagination when it comes to seeing things. I think about stuff a lot, but I don't ever see things.
And we're really talking about our scary experiences. So whether or not it can be explained or not, still pretty freaky.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think this episode is just basically just letting y'all get to know us a little bit more.
Yeah, since this is our first one.
Yeah, on our channels and stuff, and just to know what like interactions we had with scary stuff.
Yeah,
in general. I guess I can share maybe one more experience.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you had that one with the house that you were working at, and like there's all this like demonic stuff on there.
Oh, guys,
that was freaky.
This is a banger. Okay, I always am like, I have no ghost experiences or scary experiences, but no, I literally have like a lot of experiences for being like a 16-year-old. Okay, so I was working a part-time job at this house, and it was around lunchtime, and my coworker just decided to leave and go grab some lunch, and so I was like, naturally, this is a 2-story house, hadn't been upstairs at all, looked kind of shady and stuff. I'm looking around, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go upstairs and just explore a little bit while my coworker's gone getting lunch.
Yeah.
So I walk up there and am exploring, and there's trash everywhere. And there's these like rooms and stuff with just more trash and clothes.
Yeah.
And guys, I go into this little room, and on the doorway there's like writing on the doorway.
Oh.
With a bunch of different like threats, basically.
Oh, dang.
I have a video I might be able to share with y'all on this channel.
You posted it on Urban Bros? Or?
I didn't post it at all.
Okay.
I made it a while ago, and it
yeah.
had all the writing on there and the creepy stuff about it. So it was creepy. I don't remember what he said, but it was very like aggressive, and I found out that it was a guy who was dating a girl, and something was wrong in their relationship.
Oh, that's messed up.
And when I looked in the room, I found this guy's ID. So I pick it up, and naturally, I text my friend, and I'm like, okay, you have really good stalking skills. So I texted her, and I was like, find who this is. And she found out that he was a felon.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Okay. There's felons, and then there's felons. And this guy was a felon. Like, he had murdered somebody.
Oh,
or
crap.
at least had attempted murder. But yeah, anyways. So I found this guy's ID, and I'm looking around and stuff. And it's just really scary because I'm like, when did this all go down?
Yeah.
And when were the police involved? Why am I working on this house? Like, I was demoing a house for a construction job. So
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
it means that they were either like kicked out, taken out, or something happened. Maybe they died, or he
Yeah.
got sent to jail.
So stick around to the end. We'll put that video in. It's pretty freaky. I saw the video, and it's disturbing. The writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. It doesn't seem exactly insanely creepy at first, but the more you read it, there's
Yeah.
more like details into it. I really wish I got a higher quality video there.
Yeah. So where was that house?
I don't want to expose it, bro.
Well, it's just like a general area.
Okay, so it's around, it was around Washington.
Washington. Okay.
Yeah,
Washington. Where?
road.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
That close? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't want to explain where we live and stuff. So
Yeah,
maybe
so-
we'll cut that out. But like,
Well, there's a bunch of Washington roads around here.
yeah, dude.
Anyway, we live in a very sketchy part of, or we live by a sketchy part of a area.
Yeah, we basically live in the hood,
Kind of, but like not.
but like we're not for the hood. If you know what I mean.
No. Yeah.
Anyways,
we
guys,
have money.
nah. But yeah,
But
I
look at
was
that audio
I was
spike.
full on detective mode, and I felt like a detective because
Well,
I
that's cool.
found out all this information on this creepo man who
Yeah, yeah.
killed somebody or tried to. I'm gonna share his ID online. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, don't.
I might still have it somewhere. I don't know where it is, but yeah.
Yeah, so we'll put that video in after. So if you want to see it, stick to the end, or
Yeah,
skip
brother.
to the end.
Or skip to the end.
Don't skip to the end.
But yeah, guys,
We
make
need
sure
watch hours.
we definitely need watch hours.
We really do. If we could make this podcast, so we're younger and we are still in school, so we are planning on when we graduate to move out and room together.
Room together, roomies.
So we'll be roommates. So we're planning on growing our podcasts and other personal YouTube channels, and
Heck yeah.
hopefully do that full time. Quit our jobs, and just go full time podcasting and
Doing whatever we want because we're
exactly.
YouTubers.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if we get money, we could start doing like giveaways and
That'd
get
be
our
dope.
own merch store.
Yeah, and again, I think I really like how people just like put their money into their YouTube channel and into their content instead of
Yeah.
like hoarding it all. And like we would really be trying to give the best quality content.
Exactly,
And we always
exactly.
are trying to do that. So
Yeah, and the better quality content you get or give, the more you get.
exactly.
Like if you spend a bunch of money on audio, like we did, you're gonna get a lot better
Yeah.
views because people, they can deal with not good video, but bad audio, that's like what kills your channel.
I agree, bro. Yeah. So guys, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe,
Yes.
and go check out all of our channels, please.
Yes, the Gabe Life, and then
Jackson69. Don't question it.
I'm questioning it. All right, so we're making it a tradition that at the end of the episode, we are going to share a little joke.
Facts, dude. Why did the pony go to the doctor's office?
I don't know. Why did he?
Because he was a little horse.
Oh, I've heard that so many times. Yeah, it's still got me.
Nice. All right, guys.
All right,
Do you
yeah.
want to end it?
Yeah, we can end it. So, yeah, like, subscribe, and we will see y'all in the next episode.
So I'm currently working a part-time job, and I came upstairs and found this weird room with writing all over the walls and the door. It's very weird. It's literally everywhere. It seems like it's nice at first, but the writing on the front of the door is the scariest. The creepiest part about all of this is that I found this person's ID laying on the floor, and I still have to find out who he is. Also, there's a room down here that has even more writing.